First-party insurance. You may be wondering exactly what is that? This is the type of automobile insurance that you purchase on your own policy to protect yourself in several instances. The first being that if you are hit by a driver with no liability insurance, you can purchase what's called uninsured motorist coverage. And this will allow you protection when you're hit by an uninsured driver, so that if you do have this coverage on your policy, you'll have your medical expenses, your lost wages, and pain and suffering, damages from the accident that should have been covered by the liability policy. They will be covered by your uninsured, again, if you have that on your policy. Next would be underinsured. This would be an instance where if you were hit by someone that did have liability coverage, but their policy was not big enough to cover your damages. In Texas, the minimum liability limits are $30,000 per occurrence, $30,000 per person, $60,000 per occurrence. So say that you have a hospital bill alone of $30,000, then that driver would be underinsured to compensate you for your damages. So your underinsured coverage, if you had that, would kick in. Also, you can get uninsured property damage coverage to protect you if you're hit by someone that is uninsured as well. Another type of first-party coverage is called personal injury protection. Personal injury protection covers medical expenses and 80% of lost wages. The minimum personal injury protection coverage amount in Texas is $2,500. There's no limit or no maximum on that. There's also what's called medical payments coverage. Medical payments coverage is for medical expenses, but it also could be segregatable. And what that means is if there is liability coverage and you receive a settlement for the same medical expenses that your medical payments carrier paid for, depending on how your policy is drafted, they may have a right to request to be paid back. In Texas, the minimum limits for uninsured, underinsured are the same as liability, which is $30,000 per person, $60,000 per occurrence. Also, you are allowed to increase that if you'd like. One interesting side note, you are not able to have higher first party or uninsured, underinsured limits than you are to have for liability. So if you have a minimum liability policy of $30,000, the most coverage you could buy for uninsured, underinsured would be $30,000 as well. So you would have to increase your liability coverage if you wanted to increase your limits on your uninsured, underinsured. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. Stay safe.